Hi, I'm Sharon Spangler. Welcome to this Council Connection. I'm here at Reno City Hall with my guests, Councilwoman Sharon Zadra and Lieutenant Colonel Dan Waters. He is the board president of the Veterans Guest House. And welcome to our program.
Thank you.
First off, I want Sharon to talk a little bit. We've been talking about the Veterans Day Parade that is coming up on November 11th, beginning at 11 a.m., and the city is very committed to that parade. And first off, Sharon, could you talk a little bit about the Veterans Day Parade and how significant it is?
Oh, it's incredibly significant. The council really does see it as a priority activity. We've grown it every year, and this year in particular, we're going to have probably 10 marching bands from the high schools, all of the junior ROTC groups from the high schools. It's something that we take immense pride in, the work that the veterans have done to secure our freedom and give us the style of life quality that we have in our nation and here in the city. So we're really proud to have beefed it up this year. And for me, the Veterans Day Parade is only one part of Veterans Day. I hope everyone will do what I do with my family, and that is immediately go over to the Veterans Campus, the medical campus, where there is the Spouse House and, of course, the Veterans Medical Center, and celebrate with the veterans there and all the work that you and others do to sustain the quality of life for our veterans.
Well, thank you. Oh, you're always welcome.
Yeah, we enjoy it very much.
Well, one of the reasons we brought the Lieutenant Colonel on was not only are you involved in the parade and the guest house, but they're wrapping their 15th anniversary and their 5-year celebration of their second house with a major fundraiser.
Yes, ma'am. Just as you said, Councilwoman, it's a great thing when you see Northern Nevada communities get together and support veterans. I remember as a child walking in the parade, and you get out there, and now as a veteran myself, I've flown helicopters over it in celebration. I've marched in it. I've handed out candy, as we talked about earlier, with the Veteran Service Organization, the American Legion. And it's truly great. What a reflection on Northern Nevada and how we support our veterans. When you look at the Veterans Guest House, just as you said, Sharon, 15 years of the concept. We started off with the Spouse House, 880 Locust Street, right across from the VA Medical Center. And it's because they do such a fantastic job at the VA Medical Center that we exist as a house to provide that caring support. Now we're 5 years in our brand new home. We tore down the old one. And as we were talking before we started taping, we've expanded so rapidly with the need for the house. We built the brand new home with truly community support. It's what's done. It's all private donations, no public monies at all, and built the house. And now it's one of the icons of Northern Nevada.
Colonel, as I said, I go over there every year. I'm from a family of military people, including my dad, so of course I bring him with me. Korean War for him. And we go, first of all, to of course make our contribution, because it is so important what you do. I think you should tell the story why the Spouse House was determined we need this.
Well, first of all, thank you for your contribution and your support every year. We really appreciate that.
It's
and
necessary.
That
Everyone needs to consider something as minimal or as great as it can be. Everyone does need to consider some kind of a contribution.
Yeah, before I answer your question, the house is open. For those who have donated in the past, please come take a look at what you've done. For people that haven't donated, come see what we're doing. We will give people tours because it's the pride of the community, one of the prides of our community. To answer your question, our founding members, Colonel Fulkerson and Sergeant Major Reno, veterans themselves, Vietnam and Korean War, just as your father, using the medical facility, over the years noticed that during the wintertime there was a couple cars that had fog and ice built up on the inside of the windows. Well, that means one thing: people are actually sleeping in their cars.
Wow.
And a fortunate day, a lady happened to be getting out of her vehicle. They approached her very kindly and asked her, ma'am, are you sleeping in your car? What's going on? Is there any way we can help you? And of course, they were from out of town. They had traveled several miles to come. Her husband, I believe, was terminally ill at the time, getting care at the VA hospital over a long period.
Wow.
Didn't have the money to actually stay in a hotel, to purchase lodging. Right away, the need was identified. Grassroots effort was raised with Colonel Fulkerson again and Mr. Reno, and the community responded to it. The community responded by purchasing a house and then ultimately building a brand new house, the one that we talked about earlier that we have now. A great effort. And what we do is provide that care and support to not only military service veterans, but their families, so their families can come here. And it's not only at the VA Center, because as you know, we've got other great medical centers here, St. Mary's and Reno Medical Center. The veterans can go there, their family members can go there, and they can still stay at the house.
And this is free? Free service?
That was a great point. That's actually a great point. It is free. We ask for a $25 donation, but if they can't give it, based on our founding principles,
Isn't that
we
amazing?
will provide that service for free.
And what kinds of services are included?
We have 6 bedrooms, 2 beds per room, and we share actually a bathroom. Now, we have 1 bedroom and bathroom that's ADA compliant, American Disabilities Act. We have a full elevator, a full kitchen, TV room, relaxation, books that have been donated. We have computer access. Really what we provide is a safe, secure, comforting, supportive environment and a place to stay, obviously. We do all the laundry for them. We do a breakfast in the morning, a continental breakfast. Because of the kitchen, we'll see a lot of the support within the veterans groups themselves or the family members. They'll get together and have a dinner or a community dinner where they'll talk about their issues and go with that. But we have a staff also, as we talked about during the break. We've got 3 staff members. We've got Noreen Leary, who's our Chief Operating Officer full-time. She does a fantastic job.
She does.
As we talk, she's got a lot of energy. She's a great community leader. We've got a manager, full-time house manager, and then a night manager. So we can cover people, and we got some medical training. So in case there is an accident at night or during the weekends, or during one of the weekends rather, we can provide some care. And someone can still dial 911 if there's an issue with the bathroom. We can still care for that, maintenance facilities and things like that.
That's great. I think we need to talk about how people can get involved in supporting through a golf tournament, and you've got this amazing raffle coming up.
Yeah, we're right in the middle of our fall campaign. We run 2 major campaigns a year because, like I said earlier, it is based completely on private donations. Most of the donations are from Northern Nevada. However, we do have nationwide, people have sponsored us. But as we talked earlier, this is, to me, a true picture to the heart of Northern Nevada. Northern Nevadans have made this home and made it successful. Why do we do that? Because we recognize the importance of veterans, such as your father. Everybody's usually got a family link, or they know somebody, and they come to the house, and it's a magnetic attraction to help those that have helped our country. As we were talking, we are running our fall campaign right now. $10,000 raffle, $100 raffle tickets. We're only going to sell 500 tickets, so that's a good cause. I mean, there's a good opportunity to win there. We are a 501c3, so all donations to the house are tax deductible. So we try to help out people there. But the raffle, as we were saying, we'll do that on November 11th, Veterans Day. That's when we'll actually complete the raffle, and that's when we do complete our fall campaign also. And we're hoping to raise approximately $45,000 for the home to keep operations and keep it going. And it is a great effort. You talked about the golfing event. That's coming up later this month. A matter of fact, out at Kylie Ranch Golf Course, they've come out and volunteered their services, and it'll be a great event. This will be our first golf tournament, though. So
And how do people get involved in this? What do they have to do? Is there a website they go to buy the tickets or sign up for golf?
You can go to veteransguesthouse.org.
Okay.
And from there we have a link. There are posters that have been placed all throughout the communities at the other golf courses, and they are very supportive of us. So we feel very fortunate on what's the direction the house is taking right now.
You guys are very tenacious about trying something new to advance the cause. I know this year you were at Hot August Nights and one other rib cook-off.
We do, yeah.
Having volunteers serve the beer and beverages out of the trailers.
That's true.
Which is a very challenging task, especially on a very hot day, to be in those trailers. But you had volunteers who came out to support your cause for the Spouse House to serve at those 2 events. Did that go well for you?
Well, you're very receptive. You're obviously involved in the community. I really appreciate that. That's true. The volunteers work completely for free, and we're lucky because the Nugget, as a corporation, has allowed us to be involved in that and gain volunteers, especially through Rotary International. A lot of Rotarians come in and volunteer their time, a lot of community leaders. And as you said, it is kind of difficult. You're dealing with the community, everybody's very demanding, but typically when they see that it's with the Veterans Guest House, we have a donation there and they get to ring a bell. A lot of community involvement, and you can really see that once people realize what they're donating to, what they're responding to, it's a lot of smiles on faces, a lot of glowing. It's a lot of understanding.
In addition to monetary support, how can somebody just volunteer to help at the Spouse House?
We actually have a volunteer corps. Again, if people want to go on to the website, Kathy, our house manager, actually leads the volunteers. You can be involved in anything. You can actually volunteer your time at the house. You can volunteer your time at an event, several different ways. If someone has a special skill where they'd like to volunteer to the house, we could definitely use that.
So I want to thank you, Dan, for being on our program.
Well, ladies, thank you for having me. It's been my great pleasure.
And Sharon, it's always great to have you.
Thank you.
And thank you all for joining us in this Council Connection.